Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. This is Audrey, and we're back here in Veronaville, where we're playing the wonderful, the only, the Summerdreams. I'm really excited about this one. This was like one of my favorite families to play with as a kid because they are fairies. In fact, I've taken this kind of a step further thanks to Mitch the Tree on Tumblr. I've downloaded a bunch of fairy mods, which I'll be sure to link below, and that allows me to play them as actual functioning fairies, which means they have wings, they can do magic, they can fly, I think. I haven't tested that one out yet, so we'll find out about this together. But let's waste no further time and let's meet the Summerdreams. And when I say fairies, I mean fairies. Look at them. I just noticed Puck is getting the Mike Wazowski treatment from his dad's wings, but that's okay. They live at 71 Bard Boulevard, and their bio reads, "The Summerdreams' kindly nature and zest for life have cast a romantic spell over Veronaville's youth, but will there be any magic left for Puck? I guess we'll have to see." So here we are at the Summerdreams. It's about 9:20 on a Tuesday night, and no better time than to throw a party with all the youth of Veronaville in attendance. And I've decided to make it a masquerade, hence the use of everybody's elaborate masks. Who are these handsome strangers? We don't know. We've never seen them before. But let's get to introductions. One thing you should know, and please try to ignore it, is I have literally everybody in attendance selected right now. That's because the second I take my eyes off of them, they start getting into shenanigans immediately. They're just filled with so much hate and hormones. They immediately want to start fighting, and I just want to focus on getting to know our lovely fairies. So first up, we got Titania Summerdream. She is the queen of the fairies. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, she is queen of the Fae Court. She and her husband Oberon are fighting over custody of this changeling child they've acquired, essentially. And because of this conflict, they have been kind of sending mediators to each other. They've been pulling little pranks and shenanigans, not just on each other, but on anyone else who dares to enter their forest, and are kind of the main source of mishappenings in the play. So one thing is, I feel like my interpretation of the Summerdreams and just fairies in general in The Sims is probably a lot different than how Maxis may have intended it to be. I feel like Maxis very much wants the Summerdreams to be kind of the mediators between the feud, but if you know anything about how fairies actually behave, both in A Midsummer Night's Dream and just in mythology in general, they're little stinkers. So I think sometimes they might want to try to mediate the feud, but it really is only for their own interest. Other times, they're just trying to mess with these characters for the fun of it. It's very heavily implied that Titania and Oberon may have cast some love spells around town, which might explain why everyone's in these kind of crazy love triangles, and why Romeo and Juliet might have feelings for each other at all. So in my mind, like the way I like to play them is sometimes they'll be nice, sometimes they'll play by the rules, sometimes they'll really try to bring peace to the two feuding families, but other times they might just mess with them for fun. They're also very temperamental, very capricious, very fickle. You know, one day they could be your best friend, the other day you could have just said the mildest thing to just set them off. That's kind of my interpretation of Titania and Oberon. Titania in this game is a family sim, which I find interesting. She is actually not married to Oberon. They're not even engaged. This is actually kind of her big want. She also wants to adopt a child too. Both her children, Puck and Bottom, are actually adopted, and I think this is a nod to how fairies will kind of just acquire children of their own through other ways too, kind of known as changelings. But besides her children, she's on pretty good terms with everyone else in town. Looks like she's friends with Kent Cap and Consort. She actually has a little bit of a crush on Kent, which is funny too because Kent in this game is very much gay, so good luck with that, Titania. But she has kind of fond feelings of a lot of the other adults, but if their relationship is above 50 but not listed as friends, that means that she thinks higher of them than they do of her. She is in the slacker career, which is a fun career track in The Sims. It's just basically just kind of throws your Sims into odd jobs. Her job is a party DJ level 5. This is kind of like how the Caps have business as their general career track and the Monties have culinary. The Summerdreams seem to have slackers, which is, I guess, kind of, I'm not really sure what what Maxis is trying to say with this, that the fairies just kind of maybe aren't as career focused. She does have a lot of family friends though, but needs some mechanical skills. Titania is a Sagittarius. She's very sloppy and lazy, but playful and nice. And her bio says, though devoted to her adopted children, Puck and Bottom, Titania is feeling restless. Can she again find the peace, love, and happiness she used to share with Oberon, or will she look for attention elsewhere? So her crush on Kent kind of indicates that maybe she is setting her sights other places. This is kind of similar to Titania in the play a little bit too. My interpretations of Titania and Oberon's relationship is they're very on and off. If you encounter them in The Sims 3, which is supposed to chronologically take place before The Sims 2, because The Sims timeline is a complete mess like that, she and Oberon are actually married, but there's no mention of their adopted children, which I've kind of concluded that maybe they've been married in the past and then have split up. I also interpret Titania and Oberon to be like crazy old. They're fairies, they never age, they're pretty much immortal. So for them, maybe getting married is about as permanent to them as changing a haircut is to us. So in my mind, this is not their first go around, but they do want to get married again. I think maybe this is Titania wanting to kind of come together and make things work. If we check her memories, see, she's had a pretty happy childhood too. Raised by her parents, learned to study, all that good stuff. Met Oberon, had their very first kiss. Her parents, who are Elvin and Faye Summerdream, unfortunately passed away. And then she remembers adopting Puck and adopting Bottom, teaching them all their skills, and getting a promotion. It's pretty rudimentary stuff. For her traits, I've kind of taken some of her characterization from Sims 3 for inspiration, but she got Night Owl, Green Thumb, Hot-Headed, and then I accidentally gave her Socially Awkward. That was a mistake on my end. It's supposed to be Party Animal, but the icons for both look exactly the same. So I'm gonna fix that later. And loves the heat. This is a playable fairy statue, so this actually makes Titania a functioning fairy. You can see she actually has little interactions she can do that are very fairy specific. This is a mod by Midge the Tree. I would highly recommend them for pretty much any fantasy or supernatural mods, and what they've done with fairies is pretty incredible. Same with these wing overlays that you can put on the Sims. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. And they also, and if you don't want really big kind of elaborate wings, they also come as little bumblebee wings, which is also very cute. Titania in my games is always very messy. She's kind of one of my favorite Sims to play. The mask isn't doing her any justice, but she's actually very gorgeous. I think she's probably one of the prettiest Sims in the entirety of this game. And she's always a delight. I always have fun playing her. And let's go meet her other half. Okay, so this beautiful man that's surrounded by a gaggle of children is Oberon Gossamer, the king of fairies himself. Oberon is a knowledge sim. He wants to get married to Titania. He also wants to max out some skills, be BFFs with his daughter Bottom, talk to his son Puck, and then buy an expensive telescope, which in The Sims 2 is a one-way ticket to an alien abduction. So maybe that might be kind of a fun way to take his character. But Oberon is, of course, in love with Titania. I kind of explained their whole situation. He's got some other friends. He's buddies with Mercutio and... Sorry, I just noticed he also has the hots for Kent Cap. I don't know what it is about this bald man that's won these fairies over. I should mention I played the Summerdreams. It's very like bisexual and polyamorous, which is why he seems to also be wanting to go for Kent. Good for him. He's friends with Bianca Monti, Isabella Monti, and Consort Cap, so he is also on good terms with pretty much everybody in the neighborhood. He is a home video editor. Yes, the king of fairies. This is his passion, is editing home videos, which... Okay, Maxis, he needs more charisma and creativity skills. I notice the fairies are not terribly... They're not terribly skilled compared to the rest of the adults in the neighborhood, but that's fine. They're out doing other little fairy shenanigans. I kind of view Oberon as kind of the more mischievous of the two, whereas Titania might be like a little more earnest in her attempts to help people, but is also kind of swayed by her temperament and just kind of lack of understanding of how humans are meant to behave. He is a Sagittarius. He's super lazy. He's also very playful and nice and outgoing. And his bio says, trying to master the art of home video editing. Why is this his calling, Maxis? Why have we made him just lean so hard into the home video editing? But anyway, Oberon has been neglecting his lovely longtime companion, Titania. Is it too late for him to recapture their love? I don't think so, since they both want to get hitched to each other. But I do like that his two loves are his lovely companion, Titania, and just the idea of trying to be the best, America's funniest home video editor you can imagine. Anyway, his memories are pretty identical to Titania's too. He remembers, of course, his parents who are Sprite and Zephyretta. Oh, I love that name. Dying. Had his very first woohoo with Titania. Good for him. Adopted Puck and Bottom, which is something I really do like, is that both the Summerdreams are listed as their parents, despite not being married when they were adopted. I think that's really cute. I like that for them. And then the traits I gave Oberon are dramatic, handy, childish, green thumb, and he's a vegetarian. Why not? Why not? What's he want to do? He wants to buy a magazine. Oberon, you are a strange individual. I also really like Oberon. I like all the Summerdreams a lot too. They were my favorites to play as kids. But let's get to Mr. Puck. All right, so next up we got little Puck in his nice little purple suit. And hold on, I'm gonna zoom in on him. He is, of course, once again being blocked by his dad's fairy wings, but look at him, he's a little cutie. All right, that's a little too zoomed in. But let's talk about Puck. Puck is a sweetheart. He's a popularity sim, kind of like half the town. His big wants right now are to have his very first kiss with Hermia and go steady with her. In Midsummer Night's Dream, Puck is kind of like Oberon's little henchman. He's kind of responsible for pranking pretty much everyone who comes into the forest. He starts off this weird little love square between Hermia, Helena, Lysander, and Demetrius. In this, he's actually caught himself in a little bit of the middle of a love triangle. Right now, one of his biggest fears is to have a lousy party. So since we have everyone here in attendance as a party, we're going to try to make sure that he has a good time, or at the very least, gets a kiss with his little crush. You can see he's got a crush on Hermia. He's good friends with his mom, kind of on okay terms with his dad. I think he likes Oberon more than Oberon likes him, which is kind of sad. Friends with Romeo, likes his sister but not friends. Likes Juliet but no chemistry there. Is also friends with Miranda, who is not at this party, but she should be. Maybe I'll port her over. Puck is a public school student. He has a B right now. He's pretty charismatic and has some cleaning skills. He also works in the Slacker career track. He's a golf caddy. He is a Taurus. He's very neat, very shy, very serious, and super nice. Puck is probably the biggest sweetheart in town, which is good because this town could do with a couple more sweethearts like Puck. And his bio says, Puck has been blessed with 2 loving parents and a bratty kid sister, but sometimes he still finds himself lonely. Can he find a companion in Hermia? Well, that is the question. As for his memories, it's pretty rudimentary. He was taught all his skills by his parents, grew up well, remembers Bottom joining the family, became best friends with his mom Titania, and best friends with Hermia. Now he has 2 best friends. Good for Puck. And then his traits, I gave him green thumb, good, loner, and he got randomized as kleptomaniac, which is kind of fun too. That might be a little bit more of a nod to Puck's more mischievous side that we see in the play. So I'm excited to see how that kind of takes form. And then last but not least, we got his little sister, Bottom Summerdream. All right, so this little girl right here is Bottom Summerdream, which Bottom is such a weird name to give to a child in this game, but it's so camp that I just kind of left it. Bottom is, of course, named after Nick Bottom, who is one of the tradesmen in Midsummer Night's Dream. He and his buddies are putting on a play, and they go to practice in the woods, and then Nick Bottom gets a little fairy prank pulled on him, and he wakes up with the head of a donkey. This Bottom is, of course, a little child. All she really wants to do right now is grow up. She wants to get an A+ and be friends with her brother Puck, which is super adorable. She's also afraid of fire and her parents dying. Oh, Bottom. As for everyone she knows, she's actually friends with a lot of the kids in town, which is really sweet too, both the Monties and the Caps. She's on good terms with like almost everyone, except for Tybalt, which honestly, good instinct. And it looks like she has Viola Monty is like the only kid she knows that she's not buddies with. She actually doesn't really seem to like her parents all that much. She's a little lukewarm to them, but she does really like her brother Puck, and she likes Puck's very good friend Hermia, which is adorable. She's a kid, she's a C student, she's got 1 little point of charisma. And she is a Leo, very sloppy, but also very outgoing and active, a little bit on the serious side, and very nice. Bottom in my game, when she grows up, is definitely kind of an it girl. She's definitely a little bit of a social butterfly, almost literally with these wings. I actually have a lot of fun playing her as well. So I'm very excited to see how this Bottom turns out to be. Her bio says, Bottom sometimes gets herself into trouble attempting to get attention from her parents and brother. Will she grow up to be more respectful and responsible? We'll see. Time will tell. And the traits I gave her were green thumb, social butterfly, and a mooch. She got randomized to have Mooch, which is, I kind of love that. That's kind of in line with her family and brother. Very mischievous. She and Puck can go like steal things together. I don't know. But that is the Summerdreams. Let's get this party started. Okay, but before we get this party started, I wanted to give a tour of the house because like it's so awful, but I love it. I've been obsessed with this carpet since I was a kid, this weird little leaf pattern here, and this garish red kitchen with this horrible little pattern nonsense going on as well. There's no front door. They have to enter through these side doors and just kind of walk around to the back. It's so horribly laid out. We have these like this completely yellow bathroom, this completely blue room, this completely red room with all this the awful star carpets, someone's cup of espresso just being left here. And then of course we have the backyard, which is a stage, which I think is really wonderful, very camp, very Shakespearean. The only thing that undercuts the classiness is this random hot tub in the middle and the pinball machines, because nothing says the globe like this guy getting eaten by a shark and this UFO over here. I love this house. Also, my favorite part about this entire house is it is literally below sea level, which is why it has this weird edge on the side of it, which in the base game, when they shipped this out in 2004, it's all good, it's all fine, except for now with seasons, it literally gets flooded. It's such a nightmare. I think instead of renovating it, I'm gonna have to either look for someone else who has addressed this issue or just completely make it from scratch. But that is the Summerdreams. I love it. They're wonderful. They've been like my favorite family to play as a kid, and let's see them in action. Okay, so we have a couple of scripted events. The very first thing we're gonna do is actually have Puck, well, beat me to it, but he's gonna have his first kiss with Hermia, and we get treated to our first ever cutscene. Well, Mercutio is doing something in the background. And we get a brick wall cutting us off, but this is honestly one of the best parts of Sims 2 if you haven't played this game, is we get all these cute little cutscenes for these first-time interactions, such as your first kiss and so on. And unfortunately, that is going to piss Mercutio off because they are both fighting over the same person. But Hermia does not seem too affected. She's actually getting to know Bottom pretty well. Well, Puck is going to use ACR to try to kiss him again, and of course we have some more fighting up here. This is not boding well. So the second part of this, while we watch Tybalt cry and these two kiss, is we're gonna have... I just noticed these two columns connected together. Hold on. That must be that fairy magic. We're gonna actually have these two upstage Puck's party by getting engaged because that's what they want to do. Oh my god, Roman, love is in the air. Holy cow. Let's see here. So we can do propose engagement, and this should trigger another cutscene that's probably going to get photobombed by Mercutio. You know, I didn't really think about how the wings and the mask really affect all these cutscenes, but that's okay. Look at this. This is lovely. And he says, I do. While Mercutio plans to beat up Tybalt playing the pinball. But good for them. So now it's going to actually lead us to having them get engaged. Normally I would say they should probably wait till they have adults around to throw a wedding, but I don't think these two would really care that much. Oh, and we got more fighting. This is what a party in Veronaville gets you. Wait, everyone lining up to dance with Bottom is kind of adorable. Hold on. This party is equal parts wholesome and chaotic. I love it. Okay, so we've got love and war in the air, and I just noticed we're not actually having a party. Like, there's no pop-up for it. There's just a bunch of kids hanging out, I guess. That's fine. We don't have to worry about trying to make them get along to get a good score. Why don't we just tie the knot? So I think over here, somewhere in their yard, I said somewhere in their yard, they should actually have a little wedding arch right here. So we can actually do... We can actually have Titaniese get married since the Summerdream line... We want to make sure the last name gets passed on through her. So this is going to actually hopefully summon the rest of the kids, but I guarantee they probably don't care. They're too busy doing their own thing. Over to this wedding arch, and we'll be treated to the third cutscene that's hopefully not bombed by the trees. Well, at least Puck and Hermia and Bottom showed up. That's important. We got Miss Juliet. Both the sisters are thinking about how much they hate Tybalt. That's a mood. I like how Hermia is the only one in the front row. And here we go.
Ekuito. Ajini. Fondace. Esti.
We have once again been blocked by the wings, but it's okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Now these two are married around a bunch of children. Oh, the Monties are late. That's fine. That's fine. What do they want to do? They want to get more trees? I think that'd be cute.
And they're immediately telling dirty jokes to each other. Honestly, goals.
Fun.
No, Puck, don't play chess. Go interact with your guests.
The Puck does want to have a good party, so I figure what we can try to do is just spend the rest of the time, it's 12 a.m., just making sure everybody gets along and doesn't immediately try to kill each other. But of course, we'll see how that shakes out. Puck is, of course, mad at Mercutio right now, as he should be. And nothing like congratulating your bro on falling in love right in the bathroom. Okay, why don't we... Uh-oh. That's probably not good.
In fact, yeah, Puck and Romeo aren't friends anymore. I wonder if Romeo's, pissed at the whole Puck and Hermia situation because he knows Mercutio likes Hermia and Puck, or because Romeo also wanted to make a move on Hermia. I don't know. These kids are messy.
Okay, this part is a little lame. I think we should probably kick things up a notch. We turn on the radio because Puck wants to dance with someone. Wait, he's thinking about how much he doesn't like his little sister. Why? What did Bottom do now? Where is our good lady? There she is.
And they can dance to this very charming music. Of course, it wouldn't be a Sims 2 playthrough without some inappropriately placed salsa music. Oh god, not the synchronized swooning over Romeo. This neighborhood's a mess.
And Romeo is... Why is Romeo angry at Puck? What happened? What happened there? I don't even know. At least these two are having a good time. Let's see, what's little Bottom doing? Oh, it's cute. Well, Titania's just... So I wonder if Titania's gonna just see all this come down and try to keep the peace. She does have some influence, and I do remember specifically... Okay. Alright, we're all just ganging up on Tybalt. So I do remember Tybalt did want to apologize to Romeo, so what we can do is actually use influence to try to make that happen. We'll see if that plays out. I don't have high hopes, especially when they've worn the same mask to this party. They're probably not thrilled about that. And they're just making each other cry. Come on, Tybalt, stand up. Oh, I left the queue because these two are too busy fighting, but we're gonna give it another shot. See, I was supposed to have fairy spells that I think would do something kind of similar, but I don't think I actually loaded them into my game yet. So we're just gonna say her using her influence as her casting her fairy charms. It's an uphill battle to be sure, but through fairy magic and normal manipulation, we will bring peace to this town. One way or another, I can feel it. I believe in us. It doesn't have to be like this. The children don't have to fight like this. Dreams can come true. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Oh, that's really cute. That's adorable, too. I love Bottom. She's such a fun little Sam. Puck is up here checking himself out, as one does. Oh, sorry, miss. Oh, I see. Now that is their son's bedroom that they've chosen to woohoo in. It wouldn't be my choice, but let's go back and see what the kids are up to, and hope we don't get a cutscene. We got Juliet swooning over Romeo, as one does. Tybalt and Hermia talking. I think Puck, since he did kind of do the dick move of oh, not dance together. I don't think that's gonna go well. Maybe he can try to smooth things over with Mercutio now. Oh, this is really cute. Wait, we got Romeo and Bottom playing catch out here. Juliet's just kind of hanging out. Knowing her, since she's a family sim, she's probably like, oh, this is how he's going to be with our kids. Which, girl, you're 15 and he's a fuckboy. Oh, okay, the shortest game of catch I can imagine. And Bottom is, of course, reduced to a third wheel. Why don't we go over and dance or play some games? As he is going to hit on Hermia right in front of her brother and her other crush, too. I can't imagine that going well at all. But I do know he does want to go steady, so let's...
Wait, what's this? Learn to fly? That looks fun. Oh my god. Okay, jump scared by our fourth cutscene. These two are quite pixelated. I'm not sure how that's gonna fly with YouTube standards and practices, so I might have to edit some of this out, but they are definitely woohooing. Cool, I'm very happy you two decided to do this at your son's party with all the kids around. I'm sure he's thrilled. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I thought that was a baby jingle, which means that Tanya is pregnant. I was supposed to make it so she can't actually have kids since she adopted her other two, but you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. We need more kids in town that aren't Caps and Monties. The only thing that sucks is I made a fairy baby that I put in the adoption pool for Titania and Oberon to adopt, but if there's one thing I know about The Sims 2 is that you can't plan for anything. Of course, I could still be stupid and have them both adopt and have a baby, but I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that. Oh, well, that's adorable. I like Puck and Hermia. I think they're just the cutest. And good on Hermia for getting a little fairy boyfriend. Wait. And good on Puck for getting a goth girlfriend. Okay, I just noticed the time. It's 5 a.m. These Veronaville kids aren't ones for sleeping, it seems, but we're gonna send anyone home. Oh, and I realized I just forgot to have everyone take off their masks before they left. Whoops. What about you two? Are you decent? All right, Titania's taking a bubble bath and Oberon's just chilling. Oberon, I think it is 6 a.m. What a better time to make breakfast. Let's see what we got. We got Pop-Tarts, cereal, and an instant meal. Good job, everybody. But Titania is starving. She's gonna go stuff her face in the fridge. While Puck just chills in the hot tub. This house is so like anything goes. Like we have our 6 a.m. soak after partying all night, and then maybe we'll get around to going to school a little bit later today. It looks like she's just eating one single grape at a time. Oh, Oberon's glitched, okay. I can't help you, man. Your wife is hungry. She's got a little bit of that. Oh, bless you. I'm liking this like very red fairy with this very red dress and her very red kitchen. I'm excited. I tried the cuisine activity. You know, I would not have pegged Oberon for a cook. I think he's got like no cooking points. What's this? Does not want to catch Titania cheating. Oh boy, I got bad news for you. Oh, and the bus is arriving for the kids after partying all night. You know, the Summerdreams don't strike me as the most responsible parents. What's with the throwing all-night ragers on weekdays and the burnt Pop-Tarts. But you know what? They definitely are the happiest family in Veronaville, so I'll give them that. Oh, hi. Hi, can we help you? What is our paper boy doing? Why is he going through the house like this? Sir? This is Ollie, what's your name? Ollie Mincio. Okay. You know what, Puck? You want to make a new friend. Why don't we talk to Ollie? Oh, he's got some cute hair. So I believe Ollie is actually from Europa. Oh, he's thinking about Juliet, of all things. Ollie is actually from Europa. I believe he is an NPC that came with the town. I like his eyeliner. That's fun. Yeah, he'll fit right in here. And Puck made a new friend. And of course he wants to throw another party. I love that for him. All right, and I think that's where we're going to wrap things up for today. But before we go, I'm gonna do something incredibly stupid. So if you don't want to watch me completely shoot myself in the foot, look away right now. But I think I'm gonna have Titania adopt the baby after all. Yes, even while she's pregnant. It feels like something she would do. Look, even she and Oberon are talking about a baby right now. And which means we're gonna have a two baby situation, which God, I'm not looking forward to. But I already put a fairy baby in the adoption pool for this exact occasion, and it would be a waste to not actually have them come in. So here we are. You know what this is? It's a problem for future me, because I'm sure this won't bite me in the ass at all. But yes, that's where we're gonna end the Summer Dream household today, and probably conclude the rest of this episode. Next time we'll get to the, oh my god, are you, okay, I thought you were gonna woohoo again. I'm like, I can't take this, guys. Cannot take it, you stupid horny fairies. But also, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been watching so far. You all have been great. This has been super fun to make, and I've really appreciated everyone who's been tuning in.
Next episode, I hope to cover the rest of Veronaville, which includes all the Bin families, and then we'll be moving on to the other neighborhoods. Whoa, there's a little wolf outside. Very excited. That means we're done with the scripted gameplay and we can just go off the rails, even more than what's already happened. I'm so looking forward to it. Hold on, I guess we're not done. I just realized Mercutio Monty is still here on the premise. What you doing, buddy? I guess the party's still going for him, or he's just, poor guy, he's just going through it this playthrough. He's playing pinball, he's getting harassed by a wolf. Shouldn't he be in school or like literally anywhere else? Oh, well, there he goes. All right, that's all from me. Bye-bye.